Madam Director of the Telecommunications Development Bureau of ITU, dear guests, dear participants, we have spent the last 3 days working hard, working creatively, working together. And if we've done our job right, then when we leave this room, we'll still have work to do. How do we apply the solutions developed at this conference to our communities? How do we get involved? How do we make sure that in 10 years, we'll be proud of the impact we've had? Over the past 3 days, our 9 model UN committees took on challenging issues. We grappled with geopolitical tensions, economic limitations, and technological risks. We proved that we are capable of dealing with these issues through debate and diplomacy. For the first time ever, FerMUN also featured 2 youth assemblies. In these assemblies, we were challenged to push our own limits, to figure out just how much we dare to do. Nearly 100 delegates collaborated in these assemblies to formulate pledges and action statements detailing their visions for a more equal, more inclusive, and more cooperative future. So, what happens now? FerMUN 2020 does not end here. Now, the results of our debates will be communicated to the ITU headquarters in Geneva, to the UN Bureau in Geneva, and to the UN headquarters in New York. These resolutions will also be presented to ITU member states in March. These organizations are engaging with us because they recognize the huge stake that our generation has in the future. The resolutions we have written, debated, and voted over the past 3 days are bold, original ideas, firmly rooted in the 21st century, in its challenges and its resources. But generating ideas is only the first step. We must also become agents of change. And thanks to FerMUN, we are ready to act. We now know how to examine an issue from multiple perspectives, to appreciate a range of points of view, to negotiate and express our opinion. We know how to tackle difficult, multifaceted issues on a global scale. We know how to solve problems, to evaluate risks and obstacles. We know how to make the best decisions. This is the 10th edition of the FerMUN conference. Over 5,000 young people like us have participated in FerMUN conferences since their first edition. Imagine the potential that represents, the potential to create solutions, to change things for the better. Whether it's building sustainable fuel sources in Kenya or starting a grassroots climate activism association in France, whether it's volunteering for charities or for humanitarian organizations, those students have found ways to make the change. Now it's our turn. We have exactly 10 years to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. These are years of incredible potential for us. We will be stepping into careers, choosing our paths, and finding our places in the world. Let's use our experience at FerMUN to guide us in that process. Let's always be sure to favor openness over prejudice, cooperation over rivalry, and action over defeatism. Let's define our values, act with the future in mind, and take responsibility. There's no time to waste. We are dealing with accelerating change, both in the evolution of technology and in the warming of the planet. Every minute counts. When we get home, I hope we'll bring back more than just Swiss chocolate and FerMUN souvenirs. I hope we'll bring back ideas, motivation, dedication to a common goal. I propose we establish that goal right now. I've taken the liberty of adapting a pledge taken by the delegates of the Second Youth Assembly on the first day of debates. The participants and guests of the ITU Futurecasters Global Young Visionaries Summit FerMUN 2020, considering that youth and Generation Z will be faced both by great problems and by the responsibility of being the leaders in the near future, meaning that their education and the values they are taught are vital in creating the world of tomorrow. Expresses its determination to ensure integration and inclusion by granting all human beings equal and sustainable access to education, employment, and necessary services to allow all to contribute to society and to have a meaningful role in defining the future. All those in favor of this pledge, please raise your hands now. With an overwhelming majority, this pledge is adopted by the Assembly. Now it's up to us, each and every one of us, to dare to make the change we want. Thank you.